By the time Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 25, he was famous for his honesty. He was respected by everyone, even by the elders of Mecca. The purity of his nature increased with the years. It seemed he had an inner knowledge that other people did not have. The Prophet was the finest of his people, the most kind, truthful and reliable person in Mecca. He was known among Quraysh as the trustworthy, Al-Amin, because of the good qualities Allah had given him. He spent many quiet hours in a cave in Mount Hira, not far from Mecca, thinking about Allah. Thus respected and honored, the Prophet lived a quiet life in the family of Abu Talib. He was never covetous. All through his life, he showed no enthusiasm for the pursuit of riches. If left to himself, he would probably have preferred the quiet life. But he was always anxious to help his uncle, who had the burden of a large family upon him. So whenever the Holy Prophet found an opportunity, he cheerfully helped him. Among Quraysh lived the best inspiration in our lives, the woman of wonders, the great Khadijatul Kubra, radiyallahu anha. Khadija was born to a father who was a successful merchant in the Quraysh tribe of Mecca. She was delicate, intelligent, and sharp. She inherited her father's skills in a time in history where society was male-dominated and dangerous. Upon her father's death, she took over the business, which was a literally hard time for her to take this responsibility, and trade goods through the primary commerce centers of that time, from Mecca to Syria and to Yemen. Her business was larger than all of the Quraysh trades combined, and the most acclaimed, with a reputation of fair dealing and high-quality goods. She hired the most trustworthy men of character to brave the dangerous trade routes. One day, she was looking for someone to lead her next business trip to Syria. It was during this quest that she learned about the Prophet. On hearing of the Prophet's reputation, she was impressed. When Abu Talib heard about the opening, he went to her and inquired whether she would entrust this job to his nephew. Khadija, who had already heard of the honesty, trustworthiness, and high moral character of the Prophet, lost no time in accepting his offer and said, "I would give him twice of what I would give to the other men of your tribe." When the Prophet arrived, she asked him to take her goods and trade with them in Syria. He gladly accepted the offer and started working for her. She sent her old and trusted slave Maysara, being delegated to accompany and serve him. Along the journey, they spent a great deal of time talking together. Maysara soon came to admire the Prophet. He thought he was quite different from all the other men of Quraysh. Two unusual events took place during this journey, which puzzled Maysara very much. The first happened when they stopped to rest near the lonely home of a monk. The Prophet sat under a tree to rest, and Maysara was busy with some work. A monk came to Maysara and asked, "Who is the man resting under the tree?" "One of Quraysh, the people who guard the Kaaba," said Maysara. "No one but a prophet is sitting beneath this tree," replied the monk. The second event occurred during the next day. It happened at noon, when the sun is at its hottest. Maysara was riding behind the Prophet, and as the sun grew hotter, he saw a lonely cloud appear above the Prophet and shield him from the sun's harmful rays. The trading was very successful, and the Prophet made more profit for Khadija than she had ever received before. When they arrived back in Mecca, Maysara told Khadija everything about the trip and what he had noticed about the Prophet's character and behavior. Khadija was a widow in her 40s, and as well as being rich and highly respected, she was also very beautiful. Many men wanted to marry her, but none of them suited her. When she met the Prophet, however, she thought he was very special. But how could she express her thoughts to him? She already rejected several proposals of marriage from men belonging to some of the noblest families of the Quraysh. How would her tribe react? What would her family say? And what was more, would her proposal be acceptable to this young yet unmarried man of the tribe of Quraysh? As she pondered over these questions and debated within herself, one night she dreamed that the shining sun had descended from the heavens into her courtyard, radiating her home. When she woke up, she went for the interpretation of this wonderful dream to her cousin, Waraqa ibn Nawfal, a blind man noted for his skills in interpreting dreams and for his depth of knowledge, particularly of the Torah and the Injil. When he heard her dream, he gave a serene smile and told her not to worry, as this was a very promising dream. The glorious sun she saw descending into her courtyard indicated that the Prophet, whose advent had been predicted in the Torah and the Injil, was to grace her home, and she would gain from his presence in her life. After this meeting with Waraqa, she became stronger in her desire to marry. She sent a friend to ask the Prophet why he was not married. Prophet said that it was because he had no money, to which the friend replied, "Supposing a rich, beautiful, and noble lady agreed to marry you." The Prophet wanted to know who that could be. The friend told him it was Khadija. The Prophet was very happy because he greatly respected Khadija. He went with his uncle Abu Talib and Hamza to Khadija's uncle and asked his permission to marry her. Soon after, the Prophet and Khadija were married. Khadija's nobility of character and conduct pleased Allah so much that he sent special greetings for her. The Prophet lived in her house, which became a blessed place due to his presence.